up, YouTube? It's your girl Candy, and I am back. I told you guys I was coming back. I'm here to fucking stay. So I suggest you guys tune in and make sure y'all post notifications is turned on, so every time I upload, y'all get the notification. Today I am coming to you guys with a story time. I told you in my last video that I would be doing story times on my channel. So today I am coming to you guys with a story time. So today's story time is going to be the time I almost dropped out of high school. Yes, I know. Bitch, you did what? Yes, I almost dropped out of high school. Almost. But you know, almost doesn't count. So I kept going, pushed myself, and I graduated. But I did almost drop out of high school. That's the story time for today. So let's just get into the video. Okay, so this story time takes place my 11th grade year. Yes, my 11th grade year. The year that is the most crucial. The year that is the most important. My junior year. I almost dropped out of high school. Now, when I say I almost dropped out of high school, I don't mean like I had a little thought in my head like, I'm not going back to school. Fuck school. You'll be a stripper. You know what people be saying. But that's not the case. I actually stopped going to school. Like, I was not in school for about 3-4 months. I was not in school for like a whole marking period. So yes, it started my 11th grade year and it was horrible. It was horrible. I was going through a lot mentally, emotionally, and school just seemed like too much for me, you know what I mean? I just got over a breakup, which is actually coming in future story time, so stay tuned for that. I will be talking about my first heartbreak, but that contributed to why I wanted to, you know, drop out of high school or whatever. And y'all like, bitch, I know you not dropping out of school or no nigga. That's not really the case, but it contributed to it. So I was living in Auburn at the time, and I was still going to school in Syracuse. Like I said, Auburn is about 40-45 minutes away from Syracuse, and I had to take the bus. I was taking the bus to and from Auburn just to get to school every day, Monday through Friday. The bus ride was about an hour and a half long. I had to be up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, catching a 5 o'clock bus just to make it downtown in time to, you know, get on the bus to go to school. I was actually going through a lot, so I was physically drained. Physically drained. Heartbreak that I went through and everything like that, that contributed to it. I was already like physically not there, and you know, going through that, I just was mentally and emotionally just not there. Like, I wasn't there. I got tired of freaking traveling back and forth from Auburn to Syracuse Monday through Friday, always getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was basically like when it's basic. They so rude. I was getting sick and tired of traveling back and forth from Auburn to Syracuse Monday through Friday, having to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to catch a 5 o'clock bus that I had to sit on for a whole hour. That was exhausting. And to make it worse, it was just like by the time I got home, I only had enough time to do homework, eat dinner, take a shower, and then I gotta go to bed because I had to be in bed like by like 9 o'clock if I wanted to get enough sleep to, you know, be productive the next day. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was not emotionally, like I said, I was physically tired. I decided that F this, I'm not about to keep doing it. So I decided to move in with my sister. This is how it all really started. So I decided to move in with my older sister on my mom's side. At the time, I was in a relationship, and my boyfriend, he was like a couple blocks away. So I was always with him, or whatever. We was always together. Even when I lived in Auburn, I was always traveling, even on the weekends, to get to Syracuse just to spend time with him. But we're not gonna get into it. That's, like I said, that's a whole nother story time. But I was living with my sister at the time. I don't know why I thought it was such a good idea to live with her, because me and this girl do not get along at all whatsoever. She thinks she knows everything, and Me and her did not get along, but because I was tired of traveling back and forth from school, she was, you know, my next resource. So I don't know why I thought it was a good idea for me to live with her when me and her don't get along. Like the first couple weeks that I was with her, we was doing just fine. But that was just the first couple of weeks. I was looking for a job because, one, I needed money because I wanted to support myself. I wasn't going to rely on her to support me, you know what I mean? Like I said, we barely got along. But I wanted to, you know, have my own money so I could get my own stuff and everything like that. And I was actually planning on getting my own apartment. You know, me and my mom discussed it, and she said that she would sign, you know, the papers so that I would be able to get an apartment because I was underage. I was only like 16 at the time. Yes, I was 16. Moving forward, me and her had actually got into it because she was always in my face about every little thing, just nagging. Now, I respect people's stuff. If I'm living with you, you feel me? Like, I'm gonna respect your house and everything because this is your house. I don't pay any bills. You know, when I was staying with her, I wasn't paying any bills. But I guess that became an issue with her. So she wanted me to, because I was still in touch with my mom. The reason I had moved with her wasn't just because of the distance and stuff like that. It was also because me and my mom, we was going through some things. So in her opinion, if me and my mom going through some stuff, that me and my mom shouldn't be communicating, we shouldn't be talking, we shouldn't, you know, none of that. But since she was like, well, everything must be a-okay then, so why don't you go back over there? Or if you're gonna continue to stay here, I need this, I need that, you need to do this, you need to do that, you feel me? And that's what it really got into my head. Like, I need to be on my own. I want to have my own shit. Like, I can't do that. I can't. I don't like living off nobody. Me and her ended up getting into it, and I ended up packing all my stuff. Like the night that me and her got into it, I ended up packing all my stuff. Like, she went upstairs and, you know, was going to bed or whatever, and I was packing up all my stuff. I was in a basement. Okay, first of all, the room was in the basement. It wasn't even like a furnished basement either. Like, her daughter, my niece, who actually happens to be older than me. Now, during this week, me and my cousin, we're not actually blood related, but we grew up together, so I call her my cousin. Me and my cousin, we ended up talking. We were talking during this time frame, and we were just talking about, oh, she was just like, come live with me, come stay with me. It's gonna be like this, it's gonna be like that, and it sounded good. It sounded real good, especially, you know, with me being at my grandma's house, being bored all the damn time. It sounded real good. So we decided to link. And during that link, we had made plans to just take my stuff from my grandma's house, and I was gonna move in with her. That did end up happening. We ended up linking, had my stuff. It was mad hot that day too. We was walking and I was just dragging my suitcase and everything everywhere around with me. But we ended up getting a ride. We went to her house and I ended up staying there. But that did not last long, okay? That did not last long. And now mind you, during this time frame, after I left my grandma's house, I left my grandma's house on a weekend. So it was like on a Friday, came back from school, had nothing to do. So we decided to link and chill for that weekend. And like I said, during that time frame, we decided, let's just grab my shit and I'm moving with you. So it only lasted, this whole me staying with her at, you know, her mom's house, this only lasted like 2, maybe 3 days tops. Then her and her mom ended up getting into it. Now, I don't know why I felt like that had anything to do with me, or why I felt the need to, you know, be like, well, if you go, I go type shit. Because had I known then what I know today, or had I known then what would have happened before we did all of that, I wouldn't have did all of that, you feel me? So her and her mom, you know, after about 2-3 days of being there, her and her mom ended up getting into it. And she decides to leave. She walks out. I don't immediately follow after her because I'm just stunned. I'm confused. I don't even know what's going on at this point, you feel me? So I didn't, you know, just up and leave right when she up and left. But she didn't even up and leave and go nowhere. She just up and left out the house and, you know, was, you know, downstairs by the front door and stuff like that. So she ended up texting me like, come on, grab my charger, let's go, we leaving, da 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 da. I'm just like, thrill of a lifetime, let's go. So I ended up doing that and we ended up leaving. I didn't even have to go, but I did. This is where the whole me dropping out of high school thing comes from. That day. So we traveling from her house all the way to our cousin's house, who lives far as hell away. Now, we were on Kennedy. For people in Syracuse, y'all know where that's at. So we walked from Kennedy all the way to the valley. Now, some people just like, that's not really a far walk, but it's a little something. Nah, it was cold. It was late. It was like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and it was cold. It was freezing, and I think it might have been raining. Yes, it might have been raining. I think it was definitely raining, and we had on little ass jackets. Ammonia. We end up going to her cousin's house, and we end up staying with her cousin. Now, while this is all happening, I'm not in school. I'm not going to school. Have not been in school. And this, I haven't been in school for, I want to say about, I might have not been in school for about a week at this point. Because even when we were with her mom, I wasn't going to school. Because she was in Twilight program. So she was in the program where school only is from, 3 to 6. So, and she didn't even go to that. So, and she was just always like, no, stay with me, da-da-da, for the day. Try to get yourself in the Twilight, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, yeah, it sounds good. Let me do that. So, but little did I know, neither one of us was ever going to fuck to school. So, at this point, we staying with her cousin. I was actually having the time of my fucking life. I'm not even going to hold you. Not being in school and just doing whatever I want, going wherever I want, chilling. Not have to worry about all of that stress. We was alright, and we was doing that for a little minute, and we was house hopping. I know y'all like, y'all bum bitches. I don't give a fuck, and it wasn't like I was homeless or I didn't have anywhere to go, because I did. If I wanted to go home, back to my mom's house in Auburn, I was more than welcome to. My only issue was it was in Auburn. There wasn't shit to do out in Auburn. I was tired of traveling an hour and a half just to get to and from Auburn to Syracuse and shit like that. That was my, my little dilemma right there. So that was the only thing. And I kind of wanted freedom, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the thrill of not being in school and having to wake up at a certain time and sit in somebody's classroom for hours and, like that. Like, I wasn't thinking about my education. I was thinking, I'm young. Let me do what the fuck I want to do. This actually went on for about, like I said, 3-4 months. This was going on. We was going crazy. And that's another story time. I could give y'all story times on all of our little adventures and, conquest and all of that shit. I can give y'all a couple story times on that. So just comment down below if y'all want to hear some story times from the time that I decided to, drop out of high school. So, but during this little time frame, I was having the time of my life, doing anything and everything or whatever, and not worrying about my education. I'm missing classes, I'm missing assignments, I'm missing tests, I'm missing lessons. I'm missing out, and I don't even realize the, negative effects that could have had on me, you know what I mean? So we were actually planning on going to like Job Corps. And we was just like, fuck school, let's just go to Job Corps and, do that for that, short amount of time and already have a job and, be set in life and really not have to worry. That was that bum bitch mentality that I was having. But I wouldn't say it was because I was a bum bitch or anything like that. Like I said, I was going through a lot. And apart from, the whole traveling back from Auburn and Syracuse thing and, little issues me and my mom had going on, there was a lot of shit that cut deeper than the surface behind a lot of the reasons why I decided that I didn't want to be in school. So I had that mentality at the time, and it was working for me for those, first few months. Those first couple months. But then a lot of stuff definitely started going downhill. And like I said, I could tell y'all more story times about a lot of this, but it definitely started going downhill for me. I started seeing a lot of people's true colors, seeing a lot of where people stood in my life, where I stood in their lives, and I was definitely starting to see the negative effects and impacts that not being in school had on me. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely decided to get my ass back in school. I had a rude awakening, actually, and like I said, if y'all want to hear some shit about that, just comment down below, and I'm definitely bringing it to y'all. But I definitely decided to get my ass back in school because I didn't want to be, like I said, a bum bitch. And after the first couple months of, you know, enjoying my life and my little freedom that I had, a lot of shit started going downhill for me, and I realized that I was really becoming a bum bitch. And I'm just like, no, I can't believe I let myself get sucked into this. I can't believe that I let myself get, I don't want to say manipulated, but I will definitely say that back then I was easily influenced. I wouldn't say I was manipulated in any sort of way or I was forced to do anything, but back then, you know, me being me, looking for acceptance and looking for any type of, you know, freedom and any type of like fun or, you know, something different, anything different that I could get, that's what I was, you know, I was into. So I was definitely back then easily influenced, and I got myself into a lot of fucking trouble, you know, that way. So I would definitely tell y'all more story times about that because it get crazy. It's a lot of funny shit, it's a lot of fun shit, but it's definitely a lot of bad shit that took place, a lot of shit that went downhill, a lot of shit that affected me. But I don't want to say I regret it because it led me and brought me to where I am now, and I am completely happy that I decided to step back, reflect on where I was at and what was going on, and realize that this ain't me and I can't be doing this because I have dreams and I'm not gonna accomplish anything acting like a bum bitch, period. I definitely want to say that me doing all of that was definitely a lesson learned. I definitely went through a lot of shit during those 4 months of me, you know, dropping out of school. It wasn't cool. That shit was not cool. To this day, I'm looking back and I'm like, you was one dumbass bitch. What the fuck was you thinking? But everything is a learning experience, and I definitely learned. I learned a hell of a lot. Like, I definitely learned. And I got my ass back in school, graduated, you feel me? I got my ass back into school. I went to prom, and this was all last minute, but I went to prom and I graduated. I walked that stage and I got my diploma. But I can definitely tell you a lot about that little setback. Definitely comes for a major comeback, you feel me? Because although I didn't go into full detail, but I definitely will in other story times, I definitely been through some shit that could have potentially stopped me from achieving anything. It could have stopped me from going to prom. It could have stopped me from graduating. It could have stopped me from being where I am today. I probably wouldn't even started doing YouTube. You know, although I'm not nowhere near where the hell I want to be, I definitely still wouldn't be anywhere, honestly, if I would have kept that mindset that I did keep. So honestly, a lesson to myself, and definitely a lesson to anybody and everybody else who might be going through something similar or went through something similar, feel like they stuck, you can definitely get out of that, because I got out of that and it was hard. You know what I'm saying? The decisions I had to make, the choices I had to make, it was hard. But I came up out of that. I grew from out of that, and I'm definitely happy at where I'm at now. I'm content, and but I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep striving, because where I'm at is nowhere near close to where I want to be at. But I'm content with where I'm at right now. But I'm definitely gonna keep striving and definitely keep on pushing, because I want to be further in life, way further. That was all for this story time, and I know it was short. I know it probably wasn't like super like ecstatic and, you know, fun or even funny or anything like that, but I just wanted to sit here and, you know, just give a little background on, you know, the time that I basically dropped out of high school, and, you know, what came from out of that. A lot of negative shit came from out of that, though. I definitely give some story times if y'all want to know, like, in detail, in depth information about what went on, because it's crazy, and I'm gonna have to, that's gonna be a hell of a long video. So if I explained in detail exactly everything that went on throughout those months, we would be sitting here forever. But I'm gonna break it down into a series if y'all want to. So just comment down below if y'all want to hear, you know, the events that took place during that time frame, because I'm more than happy to, you know, bring it to y'all, because it gets crazy. So some good crazy shit that go on, but it get fucking crazy. That was all for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, so whenever I upload a new video, which will be coming soon, I upload Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so there will be another video coming to you this Friday. Like I said, come subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video, you know, give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below any other ideas that you want to see, or, you know, comment down below if you want me to turn my I dropped out of high school into a little series and, you know, tell y'all all the events that took place during that time frame. And share this video. Share it to your friends, your family. Share it on your social medias. Let's get my channel lit. Like I said the last video. Come on, let's get Kandi channel popping. You feel me? Let's get this channel popping. It's your girl Kandi, and we tuning out.
Lifestyle.